After driving 89 foundation piles for wind farm Fryslân, the installation of the 89 wind turbines followed. The covers that were placed on the tower sections assemble the blades onto the hub. Working on the water is very unique.
Special TV is a TV channel with video reports about special transport, heavy lifting, special equipment, and trucks.
After driving 89 foundation piles for wind farm Fryslân, the Netherlands, about which Special TV has reported previously. The installation of the 89 wind turbines followed. Before that, internal platforms were first mounted on all the foundation piles. Sarens has already made many contributions worldwide to the construction of wind farms on land and at sea. But, according to Sarens project manager Mart van Hoorn, the wind farm Fryslân project was by far the biggest project on an inland waterway that they were allowed to work on. The SSP pontoon construction is about 62 meters long, 53 meters wide and 3.5 meters deep. It consists of 3 Sarens pontoon sections, a Sarens twin barge, Josef and Rosa, measuring 51.9 meters by 19 meters by 3.5 meters was installed, along with 2 Sarens modular barge. There are steel beams on the pontoons to divide the load and keep everything together. The covers that were placed on the tower sections of the wind turbines during assembly were fitted to protect the inner workings. This was done in high winds. These covers would have weighed a few tons at the most. The pontoon construction is stabilized with 4 hydraulic spud poles on the bottom of the IJsselmeer. The poles are each 38.5 meters long with a diameter of 48 inches. The spud poles are operated and monitored from the control room on the platform using sensors and cameras. The crane mounted on the pontoon construction is a 1,250-ton class Terex PC 6800. With a 68-meter main boom and a 360-ton counterweight truck. There was a lot of wind on this part of the IJsselmeer. As a result, work could not always be continued, but the schedule was met once the wind had subsided. Sarens has a lot of experience in building pontoon constructions. One of Sarens' specializations is working on the water. They regularly build complex constructions on pontoons to place bridges and transport goods. Due to the corona epidemic, there were no additional employees on the pontoons. To have as little contact as possible, and tests were carried out before each shift.
Assemble the blades onto the hub.
Sarens did not assemble the blades onto the hub. Usually, a mechanical contractor is hired for this task. The blades for the wind turbines were mounted onto the hub in the Oodzug harbour. So that they could be lifted and mounted onto the rotor shaft in one go. After completing the assembly of the 3 blades onto the hub, it was hoisted aboard the barge 14A Wagenborg pontoon. Tugboats were used to bring Barge 14 with the wind turbine construction to the wind farm.
Working on the water is very unique.
The IJsselmeer has a surface area of 1,133 square kilometers and an average depth of 4.4 meters. It was created after the completion of the Afsluitdijk in 1932. Working on the water is very unique and can certainly not be done by just anyone, just like hoisting during high winds. According to Mart van Hoorn, project manager at Sarens, each assignment has its own difficulties and is therefore difficult to compare. The second pontoon construction, Tom Wim, was built so that the construction of the farm could be completed within a certain time frame. The assembly of the wind turbines was carried out entirely by Sarens employees. The cranes on the pontoons were not the largest that Sarens ever placed on a pontoon for a project. In Norway, they placed their 1,600-ton DMAG CC 8801 on a pontoon for a project. Sarens project manager Mart van Hoorn was mainly present during the pontoon's mobilization, construction, and demobilization, disassembly. During installation, this was unfortunately not possible due to the corona, according to Van Hoorn. The pontoon consisted of a Tom Wim twin barge, which is an existing pontoon. Unlike the SSP, which was made up of several parts, the crane on the second pontoon consisted of parts from different cranes of the same type. You could see that due to the different colors. The manufacturer tells them which parts should go where, the so-called configurations. It is then up to the users, such as Sarens, to ensure that the right parts are installed in the right place. According to Sarens project manager Mart van Hoorn, this is usually a logistical puzzle. Another crane was placed on the second pontoon construction, Tom Wim. This was a Liebherr LR 1752. This 750-ton crane was fitted with a new SX3 main boom. This extra-wide boom was specially developed for the windmill construction industry. With this SX3 boom system, higher wind turbines with heavier nacelles can be lifted. This system also makes it possible to hoist at higher wind speeds. And this new boom system certainly came in handy on the IJsselmeer. Compared to normal boom systems, fewer boom sections need to be mounted, because the SX3 system now requires less height. Given the work progress and reliability, both cranes were certainly a good choice. According to Saren's project manager Mart van Hoorn, the first basic design, the SX3's predecessor, a 10-meter wide and 3.4-meter high boom booster, came about after brainstorming sections at Terex cranes. This was in response to Ludo Saren's approaching Terex management to develop a more efficient boom system for the CC 8800 crawler crane, whereby Saren's provided input regarding the transportability in standard 40-inch containers. The design of the container transport concept was elaborated by Saren's. The second boom booster kit was delivered to the Noordoostpolder in August 2014, where Specialtv filmed part of the transport of this boom booster, and a reportage was made of it, then under a different name. The boom booster was then mounted on one of the Saren's Terex CC 8800 crawler cranes. This was used to install wind turbines from Enercon with a hub height of 135 meters. According to Saren's project manager Mart van Hoorn, the greatest difficulty was in the preparation, determining the limits within which the work could take place. But the execution should certainly not be underestimated. All in all, the entire project was a technical challenge, and at Saren's, they are pleased that everything went according to plan. Fortunately, Saren's has a large group of highly skilled specialists to carry out these assignments, said project manager Van Hoorn. With this concept, are there more opportunities for building wind farms in shallow water? It looks like it because Saren's has already been informed about this project on the IJsselmeer. The work that Saren's carried out for wind farm Fryslân was technically quite a sophisticated assignment. It will certainly go down in history.